back to the D4 channel on another Bad Batch spoiler episode of episode 12, Juggernaut. Juggernaut. So this episode was a Juggernaut of an episode. But before we get to that, what they gotta do, D4?
You gotta like, subscribe, you gotta hit that notification bell. Please
yes.
Hit that notification bell.
We did say, do you have your phone on you? I don't know. Can you log into our account? Because we got a new subscriber. I remember we said we were gonna shout out new subscribers.
Right.
I like, damn.
Actually, my phone does not have it. Because I remember my phone was newer before the account.
Oh yeah.
After the account.
Okay,
so
well,
I don't have it on my phone.
we can't mention your name, but you know who you are, our new subscriber.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So thank you very much for subscribing to the D4 channel. But again, like she said, subscribe to the D4 channel, hit the like, and hit the bell for notifications for every time we upload a video. And we also have Spotify, which I will put in the description below. So please give us a listen if you don't want to see our crazy hair that's going on today. But without further ado, we're going to talk about episode 12 of the Bad Batch called Juggernaut. So if you haven't seen Juggernaut, leave now because this is a Juggernaut spoiler review.
The vault. We tried.
Now, this episode did too much.
And did too little.
This episode, they either had to focus on either Omega in the base Tantus or focus on getting there with the Batch.
And they decided, let's half and half it.
That, I did not enjoy this episode D4 because it kept telling us stuff that we already know.
It was a transition episode, but even a transition episode can be a little better.
Correct. And if they're doing this random 2-episode drops every week sometimes, this is one of the episodes where you needed 2 episodes because we, just like Asajj, we got basically nowhere, really. We know that Omega's gone. We know they don't know where they're going to Tantus. We know that her blood is compatible with the M-Count people. We know the children are there. We learned nothing new.
The only thing we learned is, hey, we now have the person who will help us go to this place. But I'm like, I mean,
and he don't even know where he is.
He's still trying to figure that one out.
He and his Admiral Lampart, who was the op in season 1 and 2, the admiral that bombed Camino. He's the one they have to rescue, which I love the little prison they're on. He's talking to Ugnaught, like he's like, bro, I don't want to be here, man.
That was definitely
that was some FedEx Amazon worker type stuff. I was like, I feel you, Rampart, but at the same time, you kind of put yourself there being an op. And the Empire don't care about you, bro. Which
and we got Big Tank.
Which is why this episode is called Juggernaut, apparently. Which are the same tanks that they had in Mando in that episode where Mayfeld shot that Imperial when he was talking trash about Palpatine's plan to destroy the thing. He shot him when he made that face. I love how everybody makes that meme of like he had more Stormtrooper development than Finn did in all of the trilogies.
That's very, very sad.
And I was like, that's sad, but it's kind of true. So we see them, but the batch on Pablo. Apparently, the Empire is leaving. Apparently, which is kind of funny. I thought they would stay and occupy this place, but they said no. We got what we wanted. Bye. So they said bye, and I love how Wrecker's like you let her go to Tantus to cross it. He's like, well, I mean, it was the only play we had.
Don't worry, I missed guys.
Somehow, I guess technically, because the droid said he aims like 70% or no 53% of his shots, but apparently he was hitting 100% this episode.
Oh yeah, he couldn't even hit that shit, but he sure as hell could hit someone who's shooting behind him.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Crosshair, we needed this last episode so we don't basically go back to episode 1. Because we thought that the last episode, Hunter snuck aboard the ship.
We got like 2 things. That somehow he still shot it in some way, and that he like maybe did 2 shots and the second one was what missed or something.
Right.
Or that Hunter was on that ship. But it was neither.
None of those things happened. So we literally went back to square one. Omega's there. And I guess square 1.5 because now we have
Yeah,
Crosshair.
square 1.5 because we didn't have Crosshair.
We didn't have
before.
Crosshair. So that whole first couple episodes at the beginning of the season was just to get Crosshair out of there.
Correct.
Now we gotta get Omega out of there. We don't know where she is. I love how Fee came through like these secret tunnels.
Yeah. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel through the mountains. Secret tunnel. Yeah.
She came through the secret tunnels of Pabu, and then she's like, "Oh, I forget that she never met Crosshair." She's like, "Oh, Tech mentioned your sparkling personality."
And she was so happy. Like it feels like he's not even dead because like she had
Any
no
friend of
sorrow
Brown
in her eyes. when
Any
she
friend
mentioned
of any friend of Brown Eyes is a friend of mine.
Like there should have been sorrow in her eyes. Like
Correct.
she should have had a moment, and then she goes like, "Oh right,
He's-
what should I do to help you guys?"
Exactly. Like she liked Brown Eyes. She liked Tech. So like I want them. That's the thing with the Bad Batch. Sometimes they move too fast. And what was my saying? I said we're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, we're going nowhere fast.
Like, we
We're
went
going
nowhere fast. Like they. I'm like, take a minute to breathe. Let's sit in some moments and reflect on everything that's going on.
No.
Okay, so we're just gonna go down to the next mission. Like, no!
Next.
Like, that's what I love about Andor. Andor, as much as it's not as much a Star Wars show as I would like it to be, in the moments of Andor, they would sit and be in those moments.
It had very good pacing.
It had very good pacing. Sometimes, again, these episodes are 23 minutes, and I get it. It's animation, so it's harder to do longer span
no
episodes.
hate against the animators. Y'all are doing beautifully.
Yeah, the animation looked great. But look at what Tales of the Jedi did. Those were 15-minute, 17-minute episodes, but every minute counted on those tales.
Those were packed and they were juicy and they looked good.
So do that for the Bad Batch. Like, you have this moment with Fee. Talk about Tech a little more. The episode, it literally could have been stay with Omega on Tantus so we figure out what's going on. We have some interaction with her and the children that are trapped there, and she has more conversation with Hemlock, or focus only on the Bad Batch this episode and actually say we're going to Tantus, because the fact that they still know where to go,
or at least be right next to what we will have to be able to find the place.
Exactly, because the whole next episode is going to be them still trying to figure out how to get to this place.
And then it's going to be Omega talking with the children.
Right, and they're gonna split. They're not gonna do one or the other. They're gonna split the tales in one episode.
Like, don't just focus on one thing. It's better to focus on one thing
Mhm.
than to split your stuff. I'm sorry, Mike.
Exactly. You see, the Mike was like, "I agree with you."
Yeah, you agree.
I do love the action this episode because when they go to Erebus. Yeah, the prison planet. First of all, the mountains look.
Oh, the mountains were gorgeous.
Oh
Gorgeous.
my god! Like just what we saw in Tales of the Empire. I don't know how, but they make this animation look better and better.
Bro,
To the point.
I don't even know. Like, there's literally no faults in that department.
No, like
There's no faults.
everything looks so realistic to the point where it might as well just be live action at this point because it just looks real. And I love the architect. I love Lampard. He grew a nice little beard. He got like nice little hair.
Yeah.
You know, even though he's in prison, he kind of looking a little clean.
You know, off looking a little clean.
The op looking a little clean. And I love the Bad Batch. Basically, I love him and Crosshair. He's like CT-9904. Like, oh, you remember me? How good? And then they free the rest of the prisoners, which I'm like, don't let that transition go.
they let the transition go.
And you said something funny. You said that transition will do something terrible later.
You already know it's gonna come back and do some devious stuff.
They're like, remember that Trandoshan that escaped from that prison? Yeah, he just killed like 10 kids.
Probably.
And I'm like, there's no good Trandoshan ever.
Except one.
I guess technically because he was a Jedi, but then he kind of lost his mind. So like,
There's only one good Trandoshan and he lost his mind.
and he lost his mind. So I was like, don't let him go. But they free Rampart, and Rampart's like, if you get me out of here, I will tell you where Tantus is.
Bro, shut up.
I'm like, first of all, when you said that, I'm like, I don't. The fact that you were arrested, like they framed you for the whole bombardment. I don't think you were important enough to know exactly what Mount
because
Tantus
if you were
was.
that important, you would either be dead
Correct.
or be more confined.
Correct. So I was like, when he said, I'm like, I don't know how much you really know, but okay.
Yeah.
They really had no option. One thing I also didn't like Crosshair knew about this man since they rescued him.
But he just didn't want to go because it gave me bad memory.
Omega has been talking about going back to free their brothers. Captain Rex and his group were talking about we're trying to find Tantus
You
so we
literally
can
had that
rescue.
big old group. That was the perfect time to tell. Because I guess I get it if it was just their small group.
Right, he wouldn't want to infiltrate.
That's fair.
Right.
Like, even though they did super well.
Exactly.
with the small group.
But if you have Rex and the rest of the clone people that he has, why'd you be like, hey, look, I know a guy that might be able to lead us to Mount Tantus. He just now thinks about it when Omega's gone. I'm like, that's where the writing comes in. That could have been done better, because now you're telling me we could have been to Mount Tantus at this point.
Well, maybe not be at it, but we could have had like a solid...
Correct.
Creating a solid plan right now.
Correct. Like, figuring out how we're going to infiltrate this base. So I'm like, I get your trauma, bro. But you see that Omega and the rest of your brothers want to get back there to do some good. Forget your trauma. Tell them where Lampard is so you can get him out that damn prison, and maybe he could tell you where this damn base is. So I was like, that could have been written a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's and that's the thing I have with some of these shows, some of these Star Wars shows. It's just little details there that could really make the episodes a little better and tighter.
Make it or break it.
You literally could make it or break it. It's like, I know they're trying to like rush this thing out quick, but it's like, take a minute, think about what you're doing. You know, do the whole Superman. Wait, don't run, Clark. Even though you could go at super speed, just stay there. Like, think about what you're gonna do first.
Nah.
So now he wants to mention that. So they go to the prison. They break this man out. He's still trying to be an op because when the gun falls on the floor, he tries to shoot the badge.
But Mr. Sharpshooter here said.
Where was that when Omega said, shoot that ship and track it? Aim up, Crosshair! Aim up! Said, gravity, I'm like, oh my, I mean, the droid did say he's 53% accurate, but like in this episode, he 100% accurate. He even did this little, when him and Wrecker, he said plan 55. Yeah. He did the same trick he does when he bounces his bolts off the wall and he hit the stormtroopers. I'm like, bro.
It's never 100% when it counts.
Oh my, like.
Well, that moment did count, but.
Right, but not not the moment. They wouldn't need Lampard if he tagged that ship. They wouldn't need to do all this runabout rescuing this man from the prison if he just tagged that ship. But okay, fine, he didn't. So they finally rescue Lampard, and he's like, well, I don't actually know where it is.
Actually, I'm not really sure, but like, I could like figure it out, you know?
And I was like, what?
I could like see about it.
What? So why do we need a whole episode of you still trying to figure out?
So we went through this man's trauma, which he didn't really have any trauma. Like, did he even have a moment of trauma? Maybe I like spaced out.
No. Well, he has a trauma of at the mountain, and I guess not with that guy.
Yeah.
So he didn't show any trauma here. I guess he's trying to rescue Omega, so his courage is overwhelming his trauma.
I guess so.
But like, bro, sorry, stomach. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Like, why don't you know where the base? Like, I don't want a whole episode of still trying to get to this damn base, because I think we have I think it's 16 episodes. I think we have 4 more episodes.
This either better be a whole episode of figuring out, and at the end of the episode, we literally almost figured it out, or we figured it out, or we have just Omega.
Just Omega in the
we
base.
just have Omega.
And speaking of Omega, she goes there. Hemlock is like, you're very important. She's like, Faye, what's her name? Oh my God. Emery. Tests her blood, which we already knew was going to be, proper.
Oh, shocking.
It was shocking. And so it's like, oh yeah. She's like, your M count is compatible, blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh, okay. And then Hemlock takes her in the back. We see the same shot of the clone commandos.
Same thing. And it's like, wow. And we're like, yeah, I know.
Just cut to it. And they go into the room where the children are building their blocks, being trapped prisoners. And it's like, this is your new home now. And it ends there.
What?
I'm like, wow.
Who would have figured that he would have put her there? I couldn't see that.
It's funny, D4K? Every time they go to those gates, I want him to go to the room where him and Palpatine went, where they had that red chamber with the symbols and like the vats there. I want to see. I know it has to be Palpatine. No. Why not?
You gotta wait.
Wait?
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever gonna get that.
Give some time. Give some time.
We only have like 4 more episodes left.
Yeah, that's enough time.
They waste time in these episodes.
It's a transition episode.
Oh, okay. Well, this transition wasn't done properly. This is some BS. I need you to get there. This is the series finale. There's no more Bad Batch after this. This is the series.
No more Bad Batch.
There's no more Bad Batch after this. As far as this is a series finale.
So they're all dying. Okay, got it.
Well.
Except for Omega.
Well, first of all, I really don't want that to happen. That's tragic. Don't do that. Don't kill all of them just to have Omega and Asajj and the Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's gonna...
No. They can live. They can live and live happily ever off in some random corner in the galaxy with no one to fight.
They're gonna at least kill off 1 or 2 characters.
I don't want him to do that because I love Wrecker. If he dies, I'm gonna lose it.
He's really the big.
He's the big teddy bear. Like the dog. The dog's a low blow. You can't kill the dog,
bro. We just got this dog, bro.
Like you can't kill the animal. That's a low blow. Don't do that. Crosshair. He's still on his redemption atonement arc.
Yeah.
Don't kill him off. He's still got more to do.
No. He did bad, so he gotta die.
No, he don't have to die because he still gotta, overcome his trauma in his hands. Oh my God, he gonna overcome the trauma when he about to sacrifice himself. I just thought of that now. Like, no. Oh my God, D4. I'm really like, the episode ends basically again, just like the Asajj episode. We moved one step in 30 minutes.
We transitioned.
Into one step. I'm like, Star Wars, I don't know why you keep... And that's why I'm afraid of the Acolyte. The Acolyte rumors are they're 30-minute episodes. Animation has an excuse.
This is either going to be 30-minute juicy episodes or 30-minute bad.
Exactly. I don't know which one we're going to get. It looks great. It looks fantastic. I don't know who's writing the show. But I'm mad scared about not getting enough meat in this series with 30 minutes. I'm sick of it. They forget they're on streaming network. They're not on cable television where they have a time slot for other shows and commercials. You can make your show as long or as short as you want it to be.
And also, another thing is they could have just placed this episode, have 2 episodes.
Exactly.
They could have had 1 episode. One episode, and then we had 2.
I literally don't understand the formula, the technique of why some episodes only get 1 and some get 2. I really don't understand the process of that because this episode definitely needed 2 episodes.
This one definitely, I would have absolutely no problems with this episode if there was an episode after this.
Exactly, because
if you have a transition episode, it would be nice to have an episode to transition to.
Exactly.
With the transition episode.
You were really talking about this is like veggies. Like, we're still hungry. We gotta wait a whole week for another episode. This is what we got. No. Give us the meat at the end of the meal. This is an appetizer. Give us the meal next episode.
Give us dinner. We want dinner.
And we sound like we're being greedy, but you already...
It is a bit greedy. It is greedy.
It is greedy, but it's their fault because they gave us 2 episodes every now and again.
They did give us 2 episodes last time when Both
Mhm.
episodes could have just been
One episode.
standalone.
So they did that twice already
I'm
this
not
season.
complaining.
I'm not-
I'm
exactly.
complaining.
So we have a standard of like, if this episode don't give us enough detail, then give us another one
Which
right
I,
after.
of course, I didn't expect 2 episodes last week and then 2 episodes this week.
No, yeah,
But
I
I
didn't
feel
expect that.
This could have been released in a better fashion.
Exactly, because we thought today was going to be more about Omega exploring the mountain, maybe finding some holes in there, maybe planting some seeds on how they're going to
Yeah.
free their brothers here.
Or have the other side,
Or the other side, actually, at the end of the episode, like, we know how to get there.
Yeah.
Not maybe we know how to get there. No, we know how to get there. Next
which
episode,
that
we're really
maybe
going
will
there.
become a yes, we know how to get there, but still,
Right. So I'm very curious because like this base is mad tight and like I don't know how they're gonna invade this place.
And it's even worse now that there was already an escape.
Exactly. So now they're on high alert. He leaves like she's like, "Where's Namaste?" He's like, "She's not gonna be here to help you in any more escapes."
Well, our new Namaste is Emery.
Emery's like, "Well, what can I do?"
Which she will obviously do something, and she's probably gonna be the one to die. Probably.
Oh, she's gonna help Omega?
I feel like she's gonna help in some way, and
Is
she's
that your
probably
theory?
gonna die. Well, here, yeah, sure. She's probably gonna eat the dirt.
She's gonna. You think so?
Yeah, probably. Because I feel like
Man.
they have one more sacrifice in them. At least one more. Like, they're dying to kill someone right now.
You can feel it too, right? You can feel it too. Like, I must kill something off this show.
I can feel it in every episode. I can feel the bloodlust.
It's like Filoni with the bloodshot eyes. Someone has to die. I was like,
which one?
I'm like, bro, something.
And I feel like Emery's like the perfect candidate because
you might be right because she's not technically part of the Bad Batch. It'll be sad enough because she's been a prisoner her whole life. She's technically Omega.
She gave the bunny.
She gave the bunny to the kid. So it would be I don't want to say cop out way, but it would be a way to add the stakes in the show, but not actually take out any more of our Bad Batch members.
Because I feel like they might take one more out, but I feel like they're kind of
like
about taking another.
They're like, we already took Tech, now it's already big enough. Which again, I wish they sat more in the Tech, dying part because we didn't see Crosshair process Tech dying or Fee.
Nope, not at all.
And I would have loved to have seen that. Like, even though Crosshair is basically almost emotionless, that was still his brother. That was his homie.
But it felt like there's just nothing. It's like he's dead. And it's like, damn. Anyways,
I'm like, bro, that was our boy Tech. Let's take a moment to like remember him, cry a little bit, and then we can move on. They're like, oh yeah, Tech, Tech said that. Oh yeah, Tech's your friend. I'm like, Tech. Cry for Tech, man. Cry for
we'll
Tech.
cry for Tech, honestly.
I ain't gonna lie. I rewatched the episode. I was like tearing up a little bit.
Just thank you for crying for him.
You're welcome, because
gosh.
no one else is gonna do it. So this episode was meh.
Yeah, I mean it was not a filler
It
because
wasn't.
it had new things. We saw new people. We
Correct.
did new things. So it's not a filler.
Right. I just wanted and I told you this when we were watching the show. Rewatching the Bad Batch when all the episodes are out already makes it a lot better. Because again, when people are complaining about Tech and the pod racing episode filler, but when you rewatch it all when the episodes are done, it plays so well because you know what's happening to Tech, so you enjoy every second he's on screen because you know he's not gonna be there no more.
So I guess maybe consider waiting or rewatching. Maybe that'll make it a little more enjoyable.
Correct. So sometimes, like, after you know what's happening, you could enjoy the episodes more, knowing where the destination is. So you're not really thinking. Because right now we're in the moment. We're thinking about.
We're in the week to week.
We're in the
moment.
week to week moment where we're like, we just sat 20 minutes of our lives and nothing really happened.
Which isn't that long
it's not long, in the grand scheme of things. But it's like, if we're gonna wait a whole week for Star Wars and we love Star Wars, we want to be like, yes, this is a good episode.
Really, the conclusion is should have just focused on one thing.
Exactly.
That's really the conclusion of all this.
So I don't know, Lucasfilm, like your writers have to tighten up. To be honest, like honestly, I would advise if you even listen or this even goes into the ether of the Lucasfilm, everybody who doesn't know Star Wars but are amazing writers. Like you see the writers of The Last of Us, for example, or Shogun, which I have not watched yet, but I heard that's a fantastic show. Get people like that to write your show, and then have the people like Filoni and the story group to fill in the Star Wars elements, like Andor did, and you will have a near perfect show where no one can complain.
Give those people the characters, you explain their background, you explain their personality, they cook up something, you edit all the plot holes, edit all the lore in there, and you got a banger. Something real good like Andor.
Exactly, you got a straight banger. Like, or even the people who write the books, I don't know why they refuse to have those people either write a film. Books. They're amazing writers.
You literally got writers publishing big thick books.
Get them to write an episode or a movie.
Because if they can write a book, I'm sure they could write a good story.
Like for the Acolyte, because the Acolyte connects to the High Republic. Have all those books are great. Have a writer from the High Republic write an episode of the show.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
No, they don't.
They don't.
For some reason, they're like, that's the book people. They stay in the book side.
You gotta integrate those people in there because the books are good.
The books are amazing.
You can't just keep ignoring them.
So I don't know why they have this thing. It's like book people over here, animation people over here,
needs to stop.
Live action people over here.
There needs to be a little more tie-ins over here.
Yes, because good storytelling is good storytelling. It doesn't matter what medium it is. Just because animation doesn't make it more kid is a good story.
Yeah.
Just because it's live action doesn't make it more mature. It has to be a good story. Whatever medium it is, get the people who are the best for the job and write me a good Star Wars story. Like, the best story, I think the best Star Wars story I've experienced so far is probably the Star Wars Jedi Survivor game.
It's a very good story.
Because that whole thing with Cal and like Bo betraying him.
Bro, the betrayal. What?
I was like, bro, he shot Eno Cordova, he took the damn. I was like, whoa,
that was intense.
I was stressed. I was like, yo, I'm feeling like Kyle. Man, chased him across the desert. He had a daughter. I was like, bro, where are these people on the shows, man?
I don't know. Like, you need to start putting these people more into this than the books that are getting retconned.
Yeah.
What's the point of them writing this if what they're writing is going to get retconned?
Retcon, or like it doesn't have as much weight.
Yeah.
Because like when you read a book and something happens and it's permanent, you can't be like, well, it's technically still part of the story, but it loses the weight of what happened. Because
and when it loses the weight, it loses sales
and people are just like, useless. Well, I mean, if you're basically gonna like not retcon, but like basically kind of low key negate what happens because we want to tell it in the story, I'm like, then why?
It's just a lose-lose situation. They lose sales, less people buy
the books.
You're not getting any profit.
I didn't search it up, but I'm actually curious how many people either bought Dark Disciple because Asajj showed up, or was like, well, this book.
Yeah, that is a good question. Did that increase sales or decrease sales?
You let me know in the comment below if you guys know the statistics on that, because like again they said, and Tales of the Empire when it came out, which again that trailer looked so good. I'm so excited. Animation looks crisp.
Go watch the trailer.
Go watch our trailer reaction / breakdown of Tales of the Empire, because that show, please do, because that show looks great, and we know every episode, every minute is gonna be exactly what we need. Beauty, moments, story. Nothing where like they're holding your hand saying this is how it's going. No, they're just going like
this is this and this is what this is and this is no. Just Show me.
Show me.
Stop telling me.
Because
Show me.
we the audience are smart. We're smart. We not dumb. We not that. We smart, alright? You don't have to tell us and bang us over the head with a
You
brick.
can tell us. Just don't tell us too much.
Don't tell us too much. Don't make that whole episode telling us stuff. Do it. So that's why I'm very excited for Do It. about these tales. And we're probably going to get something about Asajj Ventress in that tale.
Hopefully, because we really need that.
We really need that. We're on Dathomir. And the Night Sister, Morgan Elsbeth, maybe she tampered with something that brought Asajj back. Maybe Grievous accidentally did something. Actually, wait, no. Now I think about it, no, because she was, when he evaded, she was there and she escaped. So no, she wasn't dead yet.
Yeah.
So actually, no, I take back everything I just said. She's not even dead yet. At least not in that episode where we saw that beautiful, sexy Grievous. She's still alive.
Gorgeous.
I want a whole animation of just him walking around doing stuff.
Please.
I literally just want like a
It's
whole,
not enough.
Like Grievous looking that good is not, because we're gonna get like 2 minutes of him
It's
like fighting.
No, this is gonna be like 30 seconds.
Yeah, of him walking menacingly, swinging, and then it cuts to something else.
Bro, I'm like gonna have to like replay 30 seconds over and over again. That's all we're gonna eat.
If you guys don't know,
Grievous fans are literally just gonna make AMVs of 30 seconds.
She loves Grievous because the first time she knew about Grievous was the 2D animation. That was the first time she ever saw Grievous, and she had a thing for robots or cyborg men. And Grievous does not disappoint in that animation. And then I show her the Clone Wars, and he's okay. And if you guys saw the Clone Wars, one of the episodes I was deciding to not ruin her love for this man, but then I was like, what important stuff happens in the episode where the Bombad Gungans take that man out. And I said, I'm so sorry, D4. They did your boy dirty.
He's not my Grievous.
They did your boy dirty.
Only 2D Grievous.
You know, only 2D Grievous exists where he took out Shaggy and he looking at Palpatine trying to get. I love that Grievous. So
he's such a cat.
Oh my god, I want. You know what? I want a whole little tangent. I want a whole Star Wars series in that animation style.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
A whole canon series in that animation.
They're not gonna do that though, but that would be so awesome.
Why not?
Because they're not gonna do that.
Why not? You have many things to tell. You could make one show in that animation style. You could make a Grievous backstory in that animation style.
They're not gonna do that.
Lucasfilm, I'm looking at you. Come on. Do that 2D animation Star Wars show.
Literally 99% of places are like throwing out the 2D for 3D at this point.
That's kind of sad when I really
like
think
the only place keeping the 2D alive is indie people in general,
right?
And Japan. That's the only people keeping 2D alive.
I feel bad about that.
And even Japan is slowly integrating 2D with 3D, which is fine if it looks good, but you know,
it's cheaper and easier to do.
Yeah. It's harder to make at first, but once you got it down,
yeah, you could.
It's more cost effective,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's sad. Like, do something like that. Cause I was really thinking about. I think someone mentioned online. Do like just how Visions does it, but do like a canon anime. Like,
I think that's just gonna be Visions. I think the Visions is the only thing
that's gonna be anime.
That's gonna feed 2D animation to
Man,
us.
I want to see a canon one of that. Cause you can literally tell. I want to see. I want to see Luke going around with Ben Solo. I would love to see that. Cause Mark Hamill's too old, obviously.
Yeah.
So do an animation on him. I would like to see a Palpatine young. If you're not gonna cast him younger, do an animated younger Palpatine. Grievous, obviously. Gotta put Grievous. Asajj, she might get her own show based on how the Bad Batch is going. She literally just showed up to say, I might get my own show.
And she was literally in there to say, hey guys, stay tuned.
And I was like, I was tuned, and you died in the book. So now I gotta stay tuned.
She was there to give us the direct.
Someone said, and here's another one. Someone said on the internet she's like a cat and she got 9 lives.
Yeah, that's what I said. She's a cat.
Oh, you said that, right?
Yeah.
9 lives?
Yeah, she got 9 lives, so now she has.
So she got died 8 more times?
8 more times, unless she already died before.
No, the
So-
first time. That's sad, bro. 8 times you gotta eat the dust?
8 times. She's a cat.
That's terrible. Well,
That's a
anyways,
Hungarian cat.
you know, that's how you know nothing happened in this episode.
Yeah,
we were
just
talking about,
started rambling.
we just started rambling about anything. But if you guys survived our rambling, thank you guys. You are a real one. Again, of course, like and subscribe to D4 channel. And let us know your thoughts on Juggernaut. Because it seems like a trend's happening in D4. When we don't like an episode, the internet loves it.
Or likes it, or whatever.
Or likes it or whatever. So, you know, let us know what you thought in the comments below. Again, do everything this one said, like and subscribe. Everything. And shout out for that one extra subscriber that we got. I'm sorry, I forgot to say your name, but you know who you are if you.
It even shows, because sometimes they don't show who subscribes.
Sometimes it doesn't show who is subscribed, so it's
'Cause
like
I
the
feel
new
like
one.
It would have emailed me,
Right.
like, who subscribed if it did, so.
Mhm.
I don't think it even showed who did that. So, hey, if you're the one who subscribed, comment down below and we'll shout you out.
Exactly. So, yeah, if you're the ones who subscribed, please, you know, give us a comment. Tell us, hey, dummies, I'm the one who subscribed to you, and we will shout you out on the next
Or
podcast.
anyone can leave a nice comment, or they can be like, hey, I subscribe, we'll shout you out too.
Exactly. So please do all that. You know, help us beat the algorithm on the YouTube channel. But of course, this has been the D4 channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.